Good evening. I'm Charlie Kirk, founder of Turning Point USA and Turning Point Action.
The American way of life.
The largest
and the American way of
okay,
life.
but he killed him. Like that doesn't.
Well, the county medical examination reads.
So then why was he? Why did he get sentenced?
No, I'm saying because it was largely a show trial. Where actually they were not allowed to.
Oh, what trial?
A show trial.
Do you think that's a little bit silly?
Are you a voter?
I am a voter. I'm a
so
registered
I
voter.
vote and you vote. So I'm talking to voters of this country that will determine the future of.
But what happened to Charlie Kirk? Why would this young man assassinate the politician who sent him? In this video, I want to reveal to you who actually killed Charlie Kirk. Why some call him a hero, others simply think that he constituted nuisance to the public space. But what do you think about Charlie Kirk?
Dear Charlie, I don't know if you can see us now, but if heaven has a window, I sure hope you're looking down. Cause we ain't going quiet, we gon' scream your name loud, and you're gone, but I swear to God that we gon' make you proud. We ain't backing off or giving up, I'll preach what you taught me. They may have killed a soldier, but that man had an army. This is far more deep than some political parties, and you can't kill freedom, so this one is for Charlie.
Charlie Kirk, as we speak, one of the most controversial assassinations in modern times just occurred. As one of the political figures, Charlie Kirk was gunned down by a suspected Tyler Robinson. The internet is shaking. Almost every media house and almost every TV station is having the same thing. Almost everyone is speaking about the same person, Charlie Kirk. But what happened to Charlie Kirk? And what is so phenomenal about this man that in death, the ambience of his impact is louder than even throughout his life. One of the people who has caused a social media traffic in recent times by his death, aside many popular figures like Michael Jackson, like Muhammad Ali, and many other legends who impacted their generations positively. One of the most controversial assassination that has happened in modern times is on the case of Charlie Kirk, a man whose death is louder than his life, a man who survived controversy, a modern day martyr, a friend of Jesus, yet an enemy to many. While some are making posts about him, congratulating him for the good things that he had done, on the other hand, we have people who find him to be a nuisance. While some call him a hero, others simply think that he constituted nuisance to the public space. But what do you think about Charlie Kirk? Charlie Kirk died on September 10th, 2025 after being shot while speaking at the Otter Valley University at Orem. He was just 31 years old at the time of his death. The shooting occurred during Charlie Kirk's American comeback tour. The first place he decided to visit with this tour was the Otter Valley University in Orem. In broad daylight, something unexpected happens. Charlie Kirk is shot, gunned down. As bad as this sounds, the bullet went for his neck, and immediately this happened, there was an uproar as the crowd ran in confusion, some not knowing who was the target, while Kirk was battling for his life and taking his last breath in time, blood oozing out of his neck as he struggled to survive. He was rushed to the hospital, Timpanogos Regional Hospital, where he dies. Now, when this happens, the shooter is identified on several surveillance cameras, and he was found escaping. 30 hours after Kirk dies, literally shuts down the media space, as everywhere on the internet are posts about Kirk and his journey of faith, and some speak about him with so much disdain and disgust, as though for some reasons they are happy that he died. And his death literally came as a shock to everyone, as the whole world makes comments about Charlie Kirk. His death brings so much media attention. It causes so much traffic on the social media space as has never happened, especially in recent times, like in the past decade. When Kirk dies, the FBI gets into investigation as to who could be responsible for the death of Charlie Kirk and why would they even want to kill him. So the FBI gives $100,000 to anyone who provides clue or information about who the shooter could be. Why the surveillance cameras were able to capture a man who was descending from the building that was approximately 120 meters from the university where Kirk had his tour. Here's where the story even gets more bloody. The young man that is suspected to be the assassin of Charlie Kirk is 22 years old, and his name is Tyler Robinson. Tyler Robinson, it said in an investigation that he gets to reveal to his father how that he is responsible for the murder of Charlie Kirk. Why would this young man assassinate the politician? Who sent him? In this video, I want to reveal to you who actually killed Charlie Kirk. Of course, Tyler Robinson allegedly killed Charlie Kirk because he believed that Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. And Robinson expressed a strong disapproval for Kirk's conservative views and ideologies, which he believed prompted hate. And also because of Kirk's political views of life, political views and political actions. According to his family, Robinson had become more political in recent years, which might have contributed in his violent action. Also, Robinson attached internet-inspired anti-fascist messages onto bullets before firing the fatal shot, indicating a possible ideological motivation. The shooting was reportedly a targeted assassination, well planned and calculated, as Robinson probably knew where Kirk would be at the time and how to be positioned to kill him. With Robinson firing a single round from a distant rooftop that struck Kirk in his neck, it's worth noting that investigators are still looking into the matter as to the motivation behind Robinson assassinating Kirk. Why would he do it? Was he sent by somebody? But they found something rather more interesting. Multiple inscriptions were found near the scene of Charlie Kirk's assassination in Utah. The suspect, Tyler Robinson, allegedly left a fired casing and 3 unfired ones, each with a different message on the casings. One firing casing notices bulges, or an apparent reference to an internet meme associated with a Fury community. The next unfired casting, "Hey, fascist, catch," a message that Utah Governor Spencer Cox said speaks for itself. The unfired casing 2 was something like, "Oh Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Ciao, Ciao," lyrics from Bella Ciao, an Italian anti-fascist folk song. The next unfired casing was written, "If you read this, you are gay, Lamau," an apparent online trolling joke. Other potential clues in addition to the inscription, investigators found Discord messages linked to Robinson in which he allegedly discussed planning the attack, including engraving the bullets and hiding the rifle. Robinson was arrested after a family member contacted authorities with information after seeing the surveillance images. Charlie Kirk was shot on September 10, 2025 while speaking at the Utah Valley University, Orem, and this occurred approximately between 10 minutes past 12 to 20 minutes past 12 in the afternoon. Kirk is answering the question of a student at the audience, and suddenly a single gunshot is heard from the Lucy Center building. At 1:45, the Associated Press reports that Kirk is in critical condition at the hospital. But the story gets sour because at 2:40 p.m., President Trump himself posts on Truth Social that Kirk has died. Charlie Kirk's killer, Tyler Robinson, allegedly was found approximately 30 hours after shooting Kirk. Robinson, of course, turned himself in to the authorities on September 12, 2025, after his father recognized him from the images released by the police and encouraged him to surrender. But who was after the life of Kirk? Why would anyone want him dead? Is this a conspiracy? What is the truth about this assassination? Is Robinson a lone ranger? Who sent him? And who are those behind the killing of Charlie Kirk? To understand why this could possibly happen, we must do a background check on who Charlie Kirk really was and what he was associated with. Charlie Kirk was a prominent American conservative political activist, author, and media personality. He co-founded Turning Point USA, the TPUSA, a conservative student organization, in 2012, and served as its executive director. From a very young age, Kirk dived into politics and made so many public appearances. He was so instrumental to the second tenure of President Trump and has been pivotal in many political decisions throughout America, and has had close ties with many governmental officials in the States. Kirk was also the CEO of Turning Point Action and a member of the Council for National Policy. Of course, he was born October 14, 1993 in Arlington Heights. Kirk grew up in the Chicago suburbs and briefly attended the Harper College before leaving to pursue political activism full-time. Kirk became a leading voice in the populist mega movement and exemplified the growth of Christian nationalism in the Republican Party. And he also had a mighty media presence with millions of followers across social media platforms. A very young man who was so prominent and so influential to the young people, to the old people, and to the middle class. A man of the people. But this is not all about Charlie Kirk, because Some rather find him as a controversial analyst. Some find him as a disturbance. Some find him as a nuisance. And some felt like he was racist at some point of his political displays. Oftentimes he was found in the streets answering questions, releasing sermons, and teaching people the way of life. He was stern about his Christian beliefs and his Christian conduct. He hosted a daily radio talk show, The Charlie Kirk Show, and a streaming talk show called The Turning Point Live. Of course, like anyone would be, he was surrounded by so many controversies for spreading false information and what they call conspiracy theories on topics like COVID-19, which plagued the whole world. He also covered topics like climate change and was accused of spreading misinformation about voters' fraud. He was a strong supporter of President Donald Trump, a man who also is surrounded by controversies. So this is a union that, of course, sparked hatred from many people. He played a significant role in promoting Trump's message and policies. He wrote books like Time for a Turning Point in 2016, and authored Campus Battlefield in 2018, and The MAGA Doctrine in 2020. Kirk founded the TPUSA to mobilize conservative students and promote limited government and free markets. Kirk's initiative aimed to expose professors who allegedly discriminate against conservative students. And of course, Kirk's death was met with a widespread condemnation of political violence, and he was posthumously awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom by Donald Trump. He was blessed with a beautiful wife called Erica and with 2 kids, married in 2021. Here's where the story even gets dark, because, you know, on one side he's seen as a saint. On the other hand, many considered him as a conspiracy theorist and someone who made derogatory remarks about various groups of people, including the LGBTQ. He called transgenderism a mental disorder, and this didn't sit well with so many people. He also called them an abomination. Kirk made racist comments about black individuals on several occasions, including the criticism of affirmative action and statements about black crime. For women, he made sexist remarks and criticizing successful black women. For Indians and Muslims, Kirk expressed anti-Indian and anti-Muslim sentiments, including criticism of outsourcing to Indian companies and remarks about Muslims running Hamas. Also, the next reason why this man was surrounded with so many controversies is because of his support for Israel's action in Gaza, dismissing claims of starvation and calling images of starving children a propaganda. Also, he believed that some gun deaths were worth it to maintain a Second Amendment, so he believed in gun rights advocacy. And his political views also became one of the major reasons why he was surrounded by controversies, as Kirk was a strong supporter of Donald Trump and criticized Democrats, including Kamala Harris. These views likely alienated and angered many people, potentially contributing to the circumstances around his death. After hearing all of this, what do you think, and who do you think is responsible for the death of Charlie Kirk? I would say this to you. 3 people are responsible for his death. And number 1, the truth. The scriptures declare in the book of John chapter 8 that you shall know the truth and the truth shall make you free. But the freedom described in the scripture, it wasn't necessarily freedom from certain earthly consequences, but freedom before the Lord. Kirk stood for what he believed, and even though you know that no one is perfect, not even you watching this video, he was a young man that believed in so many things, and irrespective of the controversies around him, you must realize his impact to socio-political, economic, academic infrastructures, and how many young people he was able to impact. But the truth killed him. Like so many martyrs, this is considered a modern day martyr, as he literally died for spreading what he believed in. What do you believe in? Can you die for your convictions? He died for the truth. He died for believing in something. He died for believing that Jesus is the way and that standards cannot be compromised. The second thing that killed Charlie Kirk are the people of the world. Jesus speaking, he said in John, he says, the servant is not better than the master. If they persecuted me, they will persecute you. He says the world doesn't love you. The world will not accept you. Just because you think that you are good, you have a good will or good desire for them, doesn't mean they are going to open up themselves to love you. The world doesn't love you. Their policies are against you. For now, you may think that they care about you. You may think that they favor you. But if you look at it critically, the world doesn't love you. So Kirk died because the world hates the believers. You see, every time you live beyond the margin created by the world and you uphold the standards of Christianity as recommended by Jesus and the Holy Scriptures, the world will always retaliate. Those who want to live a loose life, those who want to live a free life, would always come against those who choose to live their lives for Jesus. Kirk died because the world hates him and because the world hates us. The things I learned from this: only one man made more impact at death than throughout his life, and that was Jesus Christ. These lessons are to teach us the distance between time and eternity is just the blink of an eye. Before you know it, you have left this realm into the next realm. Where will you spend eternity? When you get to meet your Creator face to face, what would you tell him? How did you live your life? You see, humans live as though they will never die, and they die as though they never live. This story simply tells you that one day you'll be face to face with what you believe in. Would you choose to believe in what you believe in, or would you turn it down because you're scared of dying? Kirk boldly said severally that he is not afraid of death because Christ has freed him from sin and from death. What I would say to all those who are behind his assassination is, the fact that you don't agree with somebody doesn't mean you have to kill them. You can't kill the truth. The truth is not a man. The truth is a spirit. And once you kill the man who was possessed by the spirit, that spirit simply leaves that man and gets into more men, further radicalizing people to carry that dimension. Jesus was killed because the government thought that killing Jesus would end the move. But that was just the beginning of a revolution. Killing Jesus sparked up a fire and a revolution that till today, from one man, there are 2.8 billion people who believe in Jesus Christ just because they killed one man. You can't silence the truth. You can't water down the truth. You can kill a man, but you can't kill the truth. Also realize, you may hate an aspect of a man, but don't forget that this man has several portfolios that he occupies. He is not just a political activist. He's not just a politician or a media person. He's a father. He's a husband. He's a family man. He has kids. What about his kids? What about his wife? Do you consider his family? Do you consider posterity when taking actions like this? Do you think only about yourself? Or do you think about those who are connected to the people you try to destroy? If you kill this man, can you replace him? Never destroy a man you are unable to replace, and never think that killing a man will kill a move. Rather, it will radicalize people who will run with that move. I did not know Charlie Kirk until his death. This man's death literally brought a revolution on the social media space, as many are returning to Christ, seeing his life and dedication as an example and a testimony of a life well lived for Jesus. Apostle Paul says, I'm in betwixt two opinions, whether to die or to be alive, but for your sake I will stay. We get to a point where we live not for ourselves, we live for the growth of those around us. Charlie Kirk is an example of a resilient believer, the one who won't take no for an answer, the one who, though surrounded by controversy, chooses the way of the cross, and that is the only true way. And I'm encouraging somebody right now to take advantage of this story and rebuild your relationship with God. Rest in peace, soldier of Christ. Rest in peace, dear martyr. And we will see and meet on the resurrection morning. The world will miss you, but your impact lives on. God bless you. King speaking.